This is Spartacus, the corn snake. I recently acquired Spartacus as his previous owner realized her frequent traveling wouldn't allow her to take care of him in the manner to which he has been accustomed. So I am now going to take care of Spartacus. He's 3 years old, or maybe a bit older than 3 years old, and she told me when I picked him up that he was due to be fed, and he was always very enthusiastic with respect to eating. So after he kind of got settled, I thought, well, we'll just sit him down and see if he's hungry. And as you can see, Spartacus is indeed hungry. He's got it figured out. Yes, there's food not too far away. If I just kind of sneak up on it and don't in any way alarm it, I think I can get a good bite. Oh, gotcha. Now, what you can't see off screen is the way that Spartacus, you can see that he's kind of slithering back and forth, but this slithering is going along the entire length of his body, which is about 3 feet long. And he does this for a while. I'm not sure, having not fed him before, if he always would typically do this, or if it's because he would prefer not to be completely exposed, because he's just basically lying on the carpet in daylight, and maybe he would prefer to drag this mouse back into a hiding spot, but there isn't one, so he does this slithering in place. Well, he's moving around a bit, but he's not really going closer to anywhere, because he was sitting in the middle of the carpet when it started. And he does this for a little while, and then he gets down to eating said mouse. But this was kind of interesting to watch. I haven't seen this behavior in any of the other corn snakes we have. And here we go. It's time to consume the mouse. And Spartacus is as long as Missy, maybe even a bit longer. I don't know that we'll ever get a chance to really measure them, just kind of going by what we see. But he's a slender snake compared to Missy. Missy's a bit chunkier, heavier, and I'm not sure if that's because Spartacus is a male or what exactly, or if it's just the difference between the species. But the more I am in the company of different snakes, the more I'm aware that different snakes have different personalities and behaviors and likes, dislikes, that kind of stuff. And this guy, I'm told, we don't know if it's guy or girl, but Spartacus anyway is not one to miss a meal, so I wasn't expecting feeding him to be a problem. And as you can see, it's not a problem. He's just gonna swallow this mouse regardless of being in the middle of the carpet in daylight. And one of the other snakes we have, Smoke, he has a tendency to sometimes not want to eat unless it's a bit dimmer. Bright light, he just doesn't want to eat. And this guy doesn't seem to care. Makes pretty quick work of this once he decides to start swallowing. And Spartacus came with his own aquarium habitat, and I can tell you that once he finished consuming this mouse and I put him back in the habitat, he quickly burrowed himself under the wood shavings, and he stayed there for pretty much 2 days. His head would pop up here and there once in a while, and then I think it was 2 days and a bit after he consumed this mouse, he excreted, maybe not this mouse, maybe another mouse, and since that point in time he's been on top of the shavings. After I cleaned up his shavings, he's been remaining on top, and he's been hiding in a artificial tree stump kind of a hide. But he hasn't gone back under the shavings since he evacuated his digestive system. And actually, as I'm making this recording, I I'm looking over at him and he's peeking out at me. He tends to do that. He seems to be constantly watching the environment outside the aquarium, which makes him kind of interesting to have in here with me in the computer room, because I can just look over and see him looking at me. So I'm presuming the whole time I'm working away here, he's keeping an eye on me. Like any good Spartan warrior, I guess he's standing guard. Right now he's looking right at me. He's just keeping an eye on me. So this mouse is pretty much done. It's interesting that the camera has kept his face in focus in it, but in the background you can see that the mouse is sliding down the length of Spartacus, and in a moment you'll see that slithering motion just move that mouse quickly down toward the stomach. I don't know what else to tell you. This is kind of like a boring commentary, but I think the video is quite nice, and the features on these snakes, there's some things that are kind of similar, like Missy has the same white around the bottom of the mouth, and a slightly different coloring though. There's a bit of green, I guess, with her, but there's some similarities as well as some differences. I'm not sure what color I would call Spartacus. Maybe a copper. There's a bit of copper coloring in there, but you see right now you can't really see any real green tinge. Missy has some green tinge mixed in with the white, but primarily I'm posting this for Krista though, since she would be curious to know how things progress with Spartacus in his new home, and this is Spartacus's first meal. And from time to time we'll post some other Spartacus videos and keep Krista up to date on all things Spartacus as she travels the world. Well, that's almost all we got. Oh wait, yeah, I panned down, let him move along, and we can see where this mouse got to. You can see Spartacus's respiration there, but as we go a bit further down, we'll find the bulge of the mouse right about here. I like the coloring on this guy. Yeah. Okay. And when I first put him down on the carpet, he kind of just sat still. I guess he was assessing his situation. And now that he has eaten, I guess he's decided it's time to go hide.